Thank you, Cynthia. That's just, wow. To have somebody tell you who you are, it's pretty extraordinary. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I am so happy to be here. I have met some of you, and your hearts and your love is so extraordinary. I'm very moved by you, and I'm grateful to be here. I thought a lot about what to say, and I used to do services like this for years. I had my own service center, and I never knew what I was going to talk about. But I planned a little bit because we have the title. So, Enlightenment. I have my honorary degree in Enlightenment. And it's not a joke, but it's kind of, as you know, the moment you think you're enlightened, you're not. Because it goes from such a deep place within us. And that deep place says you already are. You're already enlightened, even in the word in light. So knowing that you're already there, you've already arrived. You don't have to heal or change yourself or do something more or learn something more to be enlightened, because you're already whole. And knowing this within you is our sacred journey home. Because if I know who I am, then I know not only am I enlightened, but I am one. I am one with who I am. And to me, to be enlightened, the first step is to be truly human, truly a human being, because we're already whole, we're already spiritual, we're already sacred. Our challenge is, how can I be the best human being I possibly can be? How can I be fully in my integrity? How can I be honest with myself? How can I stop telling stories that don't match who I am? That's the hardest thing for us to do. How do I stop blaming somebody else and stop blaming myself and start recognizing that I'm a human being? And I truly believe that it is our humanness that protects our soul. And that might not make sense, because we think, oh, my soul's protecting me. But I really believe when I stand in the truth of who I am and in no more apologies, I become a frequency of such love in my own humanity that I can then protect my sacred being. Just like a pregnant mother. Without even a thought, she protects that baby. And if we could get to that place in our lives, then I am protecting that sacred being within me. And how do I protect that? I protect it by saying no to anything that I'm thinking that doesn't speak the truth, to my own lies that I'm telling myself. I must be aware enough that I can say no. Scratch that thought. It's not who I am. Stop. The other is, how can I say no to the energies that maybe I can't even see, but are harming me? That toxic energy that comes from God knows where, or other people, or myself, my old beliefs. How can I say no to that? I send you to the light, but you cannot be here, because I am here to protect what is sacred. And what is sacred is who I truly am. So in our own lives, the willingness, sometimes we think it's really spiritual to let people do whatever they do and forgive them. Fine. But the first step is, you can't do that to me. You can't hurt me. I'm not going to allow that anymore. I'm going to take that negative energy and send it to the light so that I can stand in the truth of my being. Just like that pregnant mother, you're not going to hurt me because I'm here to take care of my child. So when we do that, it leads us home to who we are. And I think of it this way. I had my own experience, but I think of it this way. When Buddha was raised in this lush environment, protected from all the suffering, when he found out that there was suffering, he gave all that up. He said, no, that's a lie. I want to know what real humanity is about so that I can help. So he walked away. He said no. Even though he loved his family, he walked away from it so that he could do his work, so he could protect his soul and then do the work that he has done and left us. I believe Jesus did the same thing when he was in the wilderness, and the devil came to him and tested him. Said, I will give you everything. Everything you could imagine, I will give you. And Jesus said, no. The only thing I want is what's in my soul. That's it. I don't want any of that other. I want what's already here because it's all that is necessary. It's all who I am. And for me, that no came in many, many forms, as I went through my life. But the biggest no came when I was in the Amazon, the rainforest. And there was an energy that came in. We were with about 30 people. And there was an energy that came in that was so destructive, so dark. I'd never, ever experienced anything like that. The darkness was palatable. You could feel it. You could see it. And I remember I said no so deep inside of me, it felt like 3 other no's came out. I was so clearly saying, no, I will not allow that into my life. That it gave my no gave me the courage to grab my backpack and go out into the jungle by myself. I felt safer in the mother in the arms of the jungle than I did with these people in that darkness that was entering. And so there's a no inside of each of us that will give us the energy to then do what is necessary, even though we don't know what it is. I didn't know what was going to happen. But my no gave me the courage to go out and be by myself in the jungle. And in that, I felt loved. I felt held. And what I learned was that I am not separate from nature. I am her. I am one with her. I am all the sounds. I am the smells. I am everything that I see and feel. I am that. And then I knew. That's why I had to say no to the lies so that I could receive the truth of who I am. So I didn't want to go back to the group, so I got in the canoe that took us there, and by myself I went down the Amazon River. And it wasn't frightening because in that moment, I knew that I was one with everything. I was one with the river. I was one with the boat. I was one with everything. So it sounds, when you talk about it, outside of that moment, but the moment was I belonged. I was loved. And so what I want to share with you today is the journey that I took. It's the journey that guided me through the 7 gateways of consciousness inside my own body. which often is called the 7 chakras. And you can use this journey as a meditation if you like, or just listen. But what I learned when I got in the boat, my first attempt was trying to oar move the oar out into the water, and I dropped the oars. And then I tried to get it and I couldn't. And so this journey is a metaphor for all of us. When we think we have control, I thought, at least I have some control here and I can, go maneuver my way down this river. I had no control. I dropped the oar, couldn't get it. So I was forced to just lay back in the boat. And at first it was like, I have no idea what's going on. But then I felt so loved into this energy. And I watched the trees, the leaves. I listened to the water. And then I kind of almost went to sleep. And so the journey I'm starting, that I hope you'll join me, is the very first thing that came to me was my grandmother. And I heard her say, I am your ancestor. I am the one that has been with you. I love you so deeply that you run through my veins just like this river runs through the land. I am with you. I have never left you. I live in your bones. I beat inside your heart. You're never alone. I am always with you. And what I'm here to give you, my precious one, is my sacred prayer. Listen, and you will hear my prayer inside your heart. And you will know that it's the medicine that's come from your ancestors that will always be there for you when you feel, you hear my prayer. And she brought me such peace. I felt so connected that I knew I'm not alone. My grandmother's with me. And as I kept going, I ended up on the shore, and it was starting to get dark now. And it brought me into my second gateway of consciousness, where I am in the silence of my being, where it's dark, it's empty, but it's vast, it's open. And there's so much love. And I felt the mother of the earth with me. I felt this primal energy. And in the Amazon, it was the jaguar. I felt that energy in me, guiding me to face my fears and helping me go deep within myself so that I could reclaim what is mine, my innocence, my truth, my essence, to reclaim what I had lost or been taken from me. It's mine. I felt like it was in a place where I could be all that I am without restriction. I could go as deep as I am without fear, because I wasn't alone. I sat with her until I could feel that I was being reborn again. As I got back in the canoe and I kept going, the sun began to come out, and I began to open to the light within me, within my solar plexus, within the third gateway of consciousness. And I felt all this love coming through me, and then it started coming out. I started to feel how vast I really am, that I am truly light. I am the enlightened one. In that moment, I had been reborn again. And now I stand in this place of my own essence. It's the place where I was born, where we're all born, where the beings, the love, the light was with us. All these beings were with us. Feel them right now. Feel them holding you. Feel them seeing you. Feel them welcoming you. You are the breath of life. And you've been reborn again. Feel the love that's always been with you. Perhaps it's people you know, or maybe you don't know. Maybe they're spirits, but they're with you now. Know that they've never left you. And they're with you so that you can open and shine your light into the world. Let's take a deep breath. And come now into your heart, to the fourth gateway of consciousness. And this perhaps is the most sacred place on your journey, because it's the place that holds your sacred self. Whenever you get lost, come home. Come back to your heart. This is your sanctuary. Just breathe into your heart and know, if I can feel my heart, feel the beating of your heart, feel the energy of your heart, you are home. And now, just allow yourself to come into your throat. This is a place of freedom where we can hear sound, where we can taste, where we can speak, where we can actually hear the frequency of our soul through our own prayers, through our voice. Just feel for a moment and know that everything you say, when it comes through this truth, this frequency is a prayer. And then come to your third eye, the sixth gateway of consciousness. And we often think, oh good, now I can see other people and I can be a psychic. This is about seeing ourselves. This is where enlightenment is sparked, so that I can go within and say, oh my God, the courage it takes to see who you truly are. How magnificent, how precious, how infinite your being is. Wow, to see yourself and know this is who you've always been. And then the very last gateway is the universe. And just feel the very top of your head for a moment and know that you are the universe. You are one with the universe. You are infinite. You are sacred. This is the journey that will help you remember. It will help you come back to who you truly are. And when you know who you are, you will say no very, very easily. You won't think about whether you should forgive or make it okay or give them another chance or stop. No, you'll just say, no, thank you. No. Because you will know who you are. So when we are enlightened, that's how we know we're enlightened. By deepening into the journey of our soul and learning this is who I am, who you've always been, and who you will always be. So take that with you. Let that be a journey. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share this with you.